Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here, and today it's all about the cocktails. You'll be gathering ingredients and mixers and creating delicious cocktails. You'll be competing against your friends, figuring out their strategy, squabbling over ingredients, and mastering the art of Mixology. Mixology is a secret action selection game for 2 to 5 players. It takes 30 to 50 minutes to play. It's for ages 14 and up and published by Pine One Games. Now it's on Kickstarter right now, so I'm going to show you how the game works and I'll see you on the other side. This is a Kickstarter preview, so all the art and components you see here are not final. You're going to want to check the Kickstarter link in the description of this video to make sure you see all the final art and components. In Mixology, you're going to be gathering different mixers like lime, orange, grenadine, and pineapple, and mixing it with some liqueurs like blue caracal, vodka, triple sec, and tequila. And you're going to be using those to create different cocktails that will require different things, like the kamikaze needs a lime, a triple sec, and vodka, and it's worth a certain amount of points, but other ones that are harder to make are worth more points. Mixology is a secret action selection game. Each player is going to get these same 9 cards that will allow you to do different actions in the game. Now each player is going to start with at least one mixer and one liqueur, and other players will start with different amounts depending on where they are in turn order. But how the game works, it goes over multiple rounds. In each round, by default, players are going to play 3 cards left to right, face down. These are the secret action cards that they're selecting for this round. Now I'm just going to show you the basics of a round. So for instance, if this is the first player, all players are going to place 3 cards left to right in front of themselves in the order that they want them to trigger: first, second, and third. Now once all players have selected their actions secretly, then all the players are going to flip their cards up. Then starting with the first player, each player is going to select their first one to the left and do that action. Then it'll be the next player's turn and they'll do their first. Then the next player will do their first, then the last player will do their first, in this case in a 4-player game. Then this player would do their second, and then second, and then third. That's generally how this works. So let me show you what each of these actions do, because some of them interact with other cards and other players, and depending if you've played it first and things like that. So let's dive into the details of these actions. Now this action card doesn't typically go here, but I'm going to put it here because it will allow us to easily see how the game works here. So let's say someone played the Shop for Mixer card. You'd take one face-up mixer from the market. So here's the mixers. There's as many of these out at the beginning of the round as many players. So in this case, there's 4 of them there. And let's say this player took the orange. Now, these do not replace now. They'll replace later in the round after it's over, as we'll show you later. Let's say the next player played Promote Bar. You'd get an extra victory point. They get a cube to keep in front of them to keep track of those extra points, but this only works if you're the first player to activate this card this round. Let's say the next player's first card was Shop for Liquor. They take any one of these face up. Again, same with the mixers, is there's only a certain amount of these out, 1 for each player at the beginning of the round, and they do not get replaced now. Let's say the next player plays Happy Hour. They take the first player token from whoever has it. This means that next round, they're going to be able to go first, as you can see, going first sometimes is really advantageous because you need to get things before other players, and this only works if you're the first player to use it this round. Now let's say the next player played a Mix a Drink card for their next action. They would discard the required ingredient. So let's say we wanted to make the screwdriver, and this player could discard the orange and the vodka, because that's what this needs. This goes to a discard pile over here, and they would take this card. This is going to be worth 3 points at the end of the game. Now the cocktails, unlike the mixers and liquor, that does get refilled, and here comes a White Lady, which needs lemon, triple sec, and gin for 4 points. Let's say a player plays Random Ingredient. You get 2 cards from one of these 2 decks, either the mixer or the liquor. You take them right off the top, and it only works if you're the first to play this card this round. Let's say the next player plays Hire a Bartender. Now this allows you to take the extra action token. I didn't show you this earlier, but actually at the beginning of the game, the player who's last in turn order gets this, and they get to play 4 cards instead of 3 their turn. Well, if you're the first one to play this in a round, you take this from them, and then next round, you'll get to play 4 cards instead of just 3, giving you an extra action. Now there's 2 red cards. These aren't used in 2-player games because they affect other players, and they both work similarly. For example, if you steal, you can steal an ingredient from each player to your left and right, but you only get to activate this if the players to your left and right don't play a shop for mixer card. And when you steal, you get to look at the cards and take which ones you want from each of those players. Now the Monopoly works the same exact way, except you're going to take all of the liquor or mixer on the market. So you take all of these or all of these, but again, you only activate this if the players to your left and right did not play a shop for liquor card. Now let's say all players have finished their actions, then you're gonna sort of clean up. All of the mixers and liquors are going to get discarded, and they'll get replaced by the top of each of the respective decks. Again, one for each player, in this case 4 of them. Players would then take the action cards they played and the ones they didn't play, they'd put it back in their hands, and they would start over again selecting their actions face down. And you'll continue doing this until any one player reaches a total of 25 points, and then that player is the winner. Now a couple finer notes about the game is your ingredient shelf, which holds both liquor and mixers, can't have more than 10 cards. If you do, you have to discard down to 10. Also, when you're creating a cocktail, you can use 3 mixers of the same type to be any mixer. For example, we have a lime, we have triple sec, we have vodka, we still need cranberry juice, we don't have any. We could turn and say 3 of anything of the same, 3 pineapples to substitute for the cranberry juice. And in that same fashion, instead, let's say we had the lime, we had the cranberry, we had the triple sec, but we didn't have vodka, we could use 3 liquors of the same type, 3 tequilas, for example, to use it as the vodka. So in this case, we would discard all of these to their proper discard piles, and we'd take this for the 6 points. And also keep in mind, you can never mix 2 cocktails of the same type throughout the game. Now let's check out some of the other cocktails I haven't yet showed you that are in the game. Here we have Royal Romance, City Ricky, Lemon Drop Martini, Gin Fizz, Bacardi Special, and Tequila Sunrise. And we have the Orange Blossom, the Madras, the Bacardi, Blue Monday, Gin Daisy, Bakunin, Cubby Blue, and Margarita. And finally we have Cape Horosca, Gin Sour, Bay Breeze, Gimlet, Bahia Breeze, Rumka, and Gin Ricky. Well, there you have Mixology, and as I showed in the overview, you'll be outguessing your opponent while secretly programming your 3 actions each round. Now, if you'd like to see all the final art and components and all the different pledge levels available, you can click the link below me in the description of this video. Now, that's going to take you directly to the Kickstarter project page, and I'm sure that Pine One Games would love your support.